I'm going to be showing you the easiest way to get your child to blend, and it's going to be in 3 steps. My name's Clifford, and I am the CEO and founder of Badminton Education. I'm a professional phonics teacher. Not only that, but I've built up one of the biggest English language centres in Hong Kong. We teach thousands of kids daily. We've gotten over 100,000 kids to read and write with this method. Okay, so without further ado, let's get cracking. First thing we're going to do is we're going to drill the sounds. And then we're going to employ what I call the OCI method. Basically taking the first letter of the word. Here it is. So O is oral blending, C is choral blending, I is independent blending. Now, I'm teaching my own toddler with this method. He's called Nathaniel, he's coming up to 4 years old, and he's had about 3 lessons. I think today is his 4th phonics lesson, and he's doing great. And yeah, so I'm employing the same methods that I'm teaching you on my own son right now. All right, so what is this? So let me talk about this a little bit more. I'll actually be showing you this. I've taken the videos and I'll be speaking along the videos so you get a better idea how we do this. First part is quite simple, we just drill the sounds. I'll be showing you, don't worry. Second part is we do the oral blend. Oral blending is you break the word into its individual sounds and you get your child to say the word. For example, I might say dog, and then I'll expect Nathaniel to say dog. So that's oral blending. Now, as I explained in my previous video, this is a great practice that toddlers who are like 2 can start to do. So this is a great foundational exercise that you should be practicing at home daily. So once you really master this skill, it's going to really help your child progress when your child starts formal phonics training at school. So the first part is the oral blending. Now what you do is you would start by practicing the practice words. You'll be drilling the practice words. Now I've given you 4 words: dog, cat, boy, chair. Just use these 4. You don't need to be creative, it works, just use it. Now why these 4 words? Because I'm pretty sure your child knows what all of these 4 words are. They are very, very simple words. If you consistently use the same words, your child would like go into a trance, right? Because he knows, he expects these same words. You use the same words every single time you practice with him. So he knows what's coming and he's bound to succeed, right? So he'll just catch on to your rhythm, your momentum, and you'd start to build that momentum and rhythm, which is critical. Then you would seamlessly oral blend your target words. So whatever your words are for the day. So let's say the word is red. So you would seamlessly connect from chair to red. So it'll sound something like this: dog, dog, cat, cat, boy, boy, chair, chair, red, red. Can you see? Right, and then you just continue with your target words. Right, next is choral blending. Now, we use this same method in our learning centres scattered all across Hong Kong. And obviously, we teach in a class with multiple students in one go. All right, now if you're doing this at home, you're probably practicing this with your child. You might have 1 or a few children. But we just call it choral blending, and I couldn't think of another word, so I'm just gonna stick to the same wording we use. All right, so what you do here is you would then present your words. So this is the first time that your child would actually see the word. Where is it? Here it is. Let me show you. Here. So here are the words. So then you'd present the words and then you would blend with your child together. All right, so at, sat, at, tat, at, mat. You do that together. You blend it together. So they are the steps. Let me go through that again. Number 1, drill the sounds. That's easy, I'll show you soon. And number 2, oral blend the practice words. I've demonstrated that to you. Seamlessly, they move on to oral blending the target words. And then finally, you choral blend the target words. All right, so let me give you some tips. Number 1, maintain momentum, rhythm and pace. That's critical. Dog, dog, cat, cat, boy, boy. If your child just catches on to the rhythm, then it'll be easier for your child to just release the word and just the blend. Number 2, never lose. Never lose, not you, your child. Never let your child lose. And number 3, keep it short and sweet. All right, so let's go. All right, so here I was actually practicing the sounds. I was drilling the sounds with Nathaniel, but he decided to break out in a role play where he would be the teacher and I'd be the student. I saw the opportunity and I captured it. And I just carried along and he was teaching me. So that's great here. So, all right, so here is where I would drill the sounds. So you can have a look. What sound is this? Good job. And this one?
The.
Good job. Good job. Good job.
The.
No. Okay, so I'm just going to pause it so you can see the momentum and the rhythm that I'm trying to maintain. And you can see my body language trying to keep that momentum. Like I said, that momentum is key. Sometimes your child is overanalyzing that letter. He's looking at the letter and he's thinking, I know it, but I'm a little bit nervous. I might get it wrong. And sometimes it's that fear that just stops your child in its tracks. So that momentum just allows your child just to release it. Okay, so it's a great way of carrying your child through. So that's pretty much how I practice the sounds. Down the tower, across the tower. Good job. This one? This one?
The.
Good job. And this one? Good job. So you can see here, when your child forgets a sound, like if he doesn't know a sound, don't dwell on it, just give your child a sound and just bounce it back and forth. Just constantly bring that sound back to the front and just to continuously practice it, yeah? So the concept, the key is don't dwell on it, give it a few seconds and just give the answer to your child and move on. And that follows the principle of never lose, right? So that's pretty much it.
The.
Again. Oh. Oh.
The.
Oh.
The.
All right, so here what you can see is me using enthusiasm, energy, to sort of like up the energy, the feel of the class, right? Now remember, children, they're a mirror of your energy, right? So if you're lethargic, if you're tired, if you're stressed, if you feel as if it's a chore, well, guess what? Your child is going to mirror that and your child will have exactly the same feeling. So it will really, really help at times to just up your energy and up your enthusiasm, and you would find that your child would mimic it. And what that does is that actually makes teaching your class so much easier. So that's just what I wanted to show you there. All right, so that's a quick drill. It took like in total only a few minutes. Now, like here you can see the total recording is like 2 minutes and 25 seconds, but that also included that little game where Nathaniel was the teacher and I was a student. So yeah, so you know, it probably takes like a minute to go through all of the sounds and practice it. Keep it short and sweet, never lose. So after that's done, the next step is oral blending. Unfortunately, I forgot to record the oral blending session, but I kind of just showed you how to do it earlier on. So you would start with the same practice words and then you would seamlessly move on to your target words. Now, oral blending, remember oral. So you're just using your mouth. So they can't see, they can't see the words, they can't see the text. So yeah, so just practice that next. That would be the second step there. And then after that would be the actual blending time where you would be doing it with your child. So let me just play it. Give me a finger.
Sat.
Sat. See the t at the end? Okay, this one. T. At. Tat. Good job. At. Mat. Good job. Sad. Sad. So what you can see here is I'm holding Nathaniel's finger, right? That's important because by controlling your child's finger, you're actually controlling where the focus is. All right? So wherever you point on the page is wherever your child's eyes are going to go. So that's going to help you control the focus, and it's also going to help you control that momentum, that rhythm, that pace that I was talking on about. And you can see as I'm doing it, I am still trying to keep that momentum and that rhythm and that pace going along. Now, you've got to be careful, because every time your child makes a mistake, and every time you decide to correct your child, that comes at a cost. The cost is momentum. You'll be breaking your momentum, you'll be breaking your rhythm, right? And so you've just got to be careful. You've got to tread lightly. You've got to have a balance, right? So you can't keep stopping your child. Otherwise, without the momentum, you lose that feel-good factor, that winning factor. All right, now you'd also notice that I'm blending with Nathaniel. So I am literally saying the sounds together with him. Sad, sad, sam, damn. And then what, if you'd listen closely, you would be able to hear that what I do is I would start to pull out. I would start to remove the scaffolding, provide less support, and I would literally try to trick my son into blending, to saying the last sound. And then I'll just pull out sound by sound. So if I was doing mad, I might do this. Ma. So I didn't say the d sound, I just said ma, and I just stopped. And I'm hoping that with momentum, because Nathaniel's been doing it with me, 1, 2, 3, blend, 1, 2, 3, blend, 1, 2, 3, blend, right? That Nathaniel would just naturally hook onto my momentum and would just blend. And then, and what I do is, I just adopt like a trial and error approach. I just see, can he do it? How is he? And if he's good, and if he can do it, I might test him again on the next one, right? So again, I'm gonna use the mad. So instead of sounding out M-A this time, I might just sound out the M, like this. But notice, I would still mouth out the word, right? Because I'm still giving him tips, right? Because instances when he's not sure, your child just could flick his eye and your child's gonna be looking at you, yeah? So you still wanna provide as much facilitation as you can there. So, like that. And then the next step, if I again want to remove it even a little bit more support, I might do, so I didn't even say the M sound, right? So now what you do is, you would just trial and error it. You would just test your child. You'd constantly be testing your child. How much can you pull back? Now just be careful. If your child stumbles, just put the support back in, right? Just move on and do the next one, right? But just put the support back in, blend it with your child together and practice another word, or perhaps another lesson, or perhaps another week, or perhaps in 2 weeks' time. But that's your job. So your job would be constantly to test your child to see how far they can go, right? To see how much of the word they can blend independently and how few sounds you can sound out together with your child. So I'm gonna press play and I just want you to listen carefully. I want you to see and just listen how I pull back, right? I blend less and less and less until I can get Nathaniel to blend the word by himself. All right, let's go. Good job.
Sam.
Good job.
The.
Sam. Good job.
The.
Good job. Good job. So you can see that and tam, Nathaniel pretty much did by himself, right? So I hope you can see how I just constantly test the water and I'm just constantly trying to push that independence. If he fails, I jump back in. If he doesn't, I just continue, just keep testing that. Now you'd also notice when he did mad, he actually didn't pronounce the D at the end. He just said ad, ma, like that. But I didn't correct him. right? So I did correct him. I went mad like that, but I didn't stop, I didn't dwell, I didn't practice the D sound. And why? Because of that momentum I was talking about. I wanted to maintain that momentum, right? Because the momentum gives your child that winning feeling, right? Now, what I gained was that even though he felt mad, but he got dat and he got tam. So that's a great example of how momentum just carries your child over. And that's a great example of why sometimes you shouldn't you shouldn't dwell on an area too long, right? Because like I said, it comes at the cost of momentum. Well, I mean, this specifically relates to teaching phonics, of course. I hope you learned something today. It is quite simple to do. As long as you stick to my process, you should be able to get going with your child. And it doesn't take long. It's just practicing daily for a few minutes. It literally is just a few minutes. But providing you practice daily for a few minutes, you should be able to see your child develop that independence. Your child should be getting stronger and stronger at blending and more confident. And eventually you just naturally pull back and provide less support, less scaffold, until your child can blend it entirely by themselves. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please do subscribe and comment, and I will try to answer each and every one of you. So till next time, ta-da.